All right, good morning, everybody. How's the music level as compared to my speaking? Let's check. Yeah, we can turn that up a little bit. Okay. I'm going to make some coffee. So one of the things I've been thinking about is whether I like YouTube or if I want to move to Instagram for streaming. Because, and I think I've mentioned this before, the thing that I might like about Instagram, I haven't tried it yet, is that it doesn't use both of my devices. It's like it seems my music is going up. Oh, you know what I did? I forgot to loop it. There we go. Looks like somebody is viewing. Say hello in the chat. Two people are viewing now. Say hello in the chat. That's what it's there for. Hello. Three. Everyone, we have hit a new stream record. There are 3 people watching. Alright, where's my phone? There we are. I'm doing all the coffee making stuff over here. And everyone joined so quickly after I actually started streaming. Do you just know that I can't get up at 6:30 in order to do these, and so you automatically tune in at 7:30, or what? Or, you know what, I guess if you're subscribed, you might get a notification. Is that right? And yeah, that makes sense because my phone actually gave me a notification that I am streaming right now, which I found kind of funny. Like, yes, thank you, I'm aware. I am the one who put on the stream. Okay, so last time I tried to make coffee, I did something wrong. And I put and the water went through the coffee grounds way too fast. It's supposed to drip rather slowly. Can we get this in frame? I wonder. Oh no, the fin's a bit too tall. But if we go like... No, I'm not gonna try that. Anyway, just know that the coffee is being made off to the side. I will do the milk swirl on camera though. Knew to give you 30 minutes and then check in. Alright. That makes sense. Eventually, I do hope to actually do these on time. So who are the other two viewers? Identify yourselves. Is it possible to make the phrase identify yourselves sound not at least vaguely threatening? I feel like if you say it with a smile, it almost sounds even worse. Like, other two anonymous viewers, I don't know if you watched Avatar: The Last Airbender, but... Hello, my name is Judy. Welcome to Ba Sing Se. I don't know if that's a reference that only I get. I know other people get it, I just don't know if they're on the stream right now. Anyway, let's eat something, and then let's get down to it. One of my favorite things to get at the grocery store that they only have sometimes is these little single-serve, individually packaged muffins. Oop, that's right behind the midwife. But yeah, I love these little muffins. I'll just pop one open and eat it. Maybe I should just start saying 7:30 to 9. Because really it doesn't take me 2 hours to do a page of calligraphy. Also, look here. My students gave me little paper stars. It is yummy. Mom says it looks yummy. Also, notice that I changed the date format from Calligraphy Livestream 4, which is what this would be, to Calligraphy Livestream 22/4/21. I want to start doing them by the date, so that when I delete the early ones that nobody needs anymore, it won't look weird to have like Calligraphy Stream 25, 26, 27 up on the channel, and nothing else. I also said I was going to go get another music track in addition to this one. But you know, it is really nice. Oh yeah, that's draining pretty slowly, that's good. Putting my sweetened milk in a cup and bringing it over here so it will be ready when the time comes. The music is a good volume in the background. I can easily hear you over it. That is good. One nice thing about this setup is that I can visually see the different levels because it yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to set it up right now to show you, but you can visually look at what the different levels are in comparison with each other. And then I also test myself on the monitor, which plays my voice back at me. Because, yeah, there is one thing I know people hate on YouTube. It is unbalanced sound. And so I was determined that if there was to be music, I would not fall into that trap. So, Mom, did you get Nana on here? Is that why I have a third viewer? Or do you not know who those other two are either? So let's see where we are. Another treatment for intermittent fever. Imagine definitive. Here we are. Nope. 3 kinds of urinary disorders. Oh, that'll be fun when I get there. Pain in the eye. Watery eye, diseased eyelids, pneumonia, fevers, cooling drinks, intermittent fevers. There we are. Then take the water and herbs and add them to the bath. The following is a good medicine for this class of diseases. There we go. And let me find where I am in my abbreviations. Here we are. Mom thinks that one of my other watchers is Dad, but Nana does not have the link. Alright. Dad, would you like to confirm that that is you watching my Instagram stream? Instagram stream, not Instagram stream, YouTube stream. Alright, we are dipping the pen. One thing I've really neglected to study in the Book of Ballymote, which I'm basing this off of, is the character spacing. And so I'm not exactly sure how accurate I'm being with how far the letters are apart. I'll have to look at that. That and also the little taper on the end of an S. Let's check on the coffee. Oh, yep, and is drained. Alright, let's do coffee swirl. Where are we? There we are. Let's get that angle. Here we are. Oof. You just watch those little white streaks circulate. Take a sip. I think I actually went in the opposite direction today. I think this is actually stronger than normal. I'm starting to really like this table that I have in my apartment because of all the little knots in the wood. Because they make really easy markers for where I should put things in the screen. So like I have this one here, and there's another one off here that I don't think you can see behind mid-fi. Yeah, right here. And so they're really good for kind of just navigating this table as regards the screen. Take moss, ground ivy, or elder, if obtainable. Now, is that ground ivy like ivy that grows on the ground? Or is it like you've taken ivy and ground it up? I wonder. Because it doesn't specify a preparation for each other two, moss or elder. I figure if moss is a good substitute, it might just be ivy from the ground. Obtainable. Until this was translated in 1860 something because they use words like obtainable. Obtainable? I also need to look at how the original manages this conflict between ascenders and descenders that I'm constantly having on this. I think that might actually be one of the biggest problems with the periodicity of this manuscript. Here I am complaining about obtainable and I'm using periodicity. yeah, Mom says, you mentioned last time needing to cover the right side to avoid smearing. It must be dry now. No, it was dry all the time. I was just worried about getting my sweaty hands all over it. But my hands aren't currently sweaty. And yeah, I just forgot about that, getting all the other stuff on the stream. But it doesn't look like it has suffered by it. And hey, if it gets some hand oils on it, books got hand oils like the hand oils of centuries have gotten onto these books, right? So it'll make it look a little older. Always kind of surprised that there's no abbreviation that I know of for sub, even though it was a pretty common Latin preposition. As in substances. Yeah, every time I come across yet another instance of the word together, I am glad that I made up my own abbreviation for it. Because it appears so much on this manuscript that if I didn't have it, I would be writing together, together, together so many times. I was watching a documentary recently about the printing press, and it said that one of the uses of abbreviations in the Gutenberg Bible, that is, the first Bible that was actually printed on a press rather than written, was, or one of the reasons it made use of abbreviations was to get a very justified line along this side of the page, so that, like, you see mine, and like in the original manuscript that I'm working from, it's all kind of bumpy along here, as opposed to this side, which is very straight. But the columns of the Gutenberg Bible are all very straight, and they said in the documentary that they used abbreviations to get that, so that if you had a line that was going to be too long, you could shorten it up. And I wonder if that's actually one of the advantages of printing, because if you're printing out a press, you have to plan out the entire page before you do it. And so I guess it's maybe not easier, but at least more convenient to that medium than to this one. Take the mallow, fennel, and pimpernel. Still not sure what a pimpernel is. Still not sure what a lot of these things are. Butcher's broom. Borage and the young leaves of the earth nut. A small plant in the primrose family for Google. Is that what the pimpernel is? Orange. Right, and the young leaves of the earth nut. Can you hear the street vendor going by? Yeah, I can't tell from the visual if you can. But yeah, there's a street vendor going by, and sometimes I wonder if you can hear the little speaker that they have that plays a list of all the things they sell. with creeping stems and a flat pearled flower. That's cool. Then take the mallow, fennel, pimpernel, butcher's broom, borage, and the young leaves of the earthnut, and bruise them as well as possible, putting them on the fire with the 2 herbs before mentioned and boiling them. Wow. I'm not going to be able to write all that before the end of the page. Mom says, realizing it's morning and the vendor is already up and at it. Yeah, the sun is well up over here. So I'm sure plenty of people are up. Though with a number of people who are awake at night, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people sleep in here. And of course, the food documentary we watched would select like the extraordinary cases, but didn't somebody in that video say like, I get 4 hours of sleep a night and I get up before dawn to go buy the fresh snails at the wet market or something? But then food documentaries love to show like green swaths of the undeveloped Mekong Delta and only the most disturbing to Americans kind of foods. and putting them. Just gonna put a little circle in my notations. Really. Don't worry, I'm not writing on my manuscript with blue pen. I am writing on my little sheet of notes. Mom says, I do remember that about the snails. They showed evening and selling and packing up. They probably took a midday nap, yeah. I'm having a hard time getting into the midday nap routine because whenever I start taking a midday nap, I don't want to stop taking a midday nap, which is difficult. So into the page is a good place to stand up, rinse off my pen, take a break, and I will have to rule pages. I'll have to rule one page. Mom, the YouTube algorithm probably really loves you for your 44 minutes of average watch time. As I learn about YouTube, I'm learning that there's like a whole bunch of different analytics that determine how exactly a video gets promoted to people. Not that I really set out for this channel to be promoted at all, beyond the people who I just kind of want to talk to. But, I don't know, maybe it could go somewhere, I don't know. But apparently there are all these different analytics, like when people click on your video, how quickly do they click away, or how much of your video do people watch. And the milestone is really supposed to be 4,000 watch hours, because that's when people, what is it? It's 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, which is what YouTube thinks is the level at which you are able to monetize yourself, which is to make money off of your own ads. Make money off the ads that YouTube plays on your channel. Wow, that is a lot. Yeah, by the end of this book, maybe we'll have that. So the thing is, I did all my page calculations around an unabbreviated manuscript that is not using Calligraphy, which is the little thing where you go back up to the previous line and fill in you where you would have blank space in a modern manuscript. And so I'm probably still going to have somewhere around like 100 pages by the end here. And so figure if each page takes about an hour and a half, then, yes, say 100 pages. 100 pages, let's just even cut it down even further. Let's say that one page is 1 hour of watch time, because people might not watch the whole video. And then that's 100 streams. And so how many people? You'd have to get 40 people to watch. Yeah, you'd have to get 40 people to watch 100 streams. And so 40 people doesn't sound like a lot, but it's the consistency that they would have to watch with. And you also have to have 1,000 subscribers. And right now I believe I am one 500th of the way there to 1,000. Yeah, to 1,000 subscribers. So yeah, I had a bunbo hui last night. I'm not gonna try and get the tones completely right. I think hui is like a squiggly tone thing. I forget. I'm embarrassing myself as a linguist and a conlanger. I had bunbo hui last night, which is literally beef noodles from Hue, the city. And I ordered them to go. And they arrived. Now imagine it's noodle soup, right? With broth and noodles and everything. It arrives to me in a bag. Not just in a bag, but like a bag full of bags. So you had one bag that had the noodles in it. You had one bag that had the meat and broth in it. And then you had another bag that had a very generous supply of mung bean sprouts in it. And so this was kind of surprising to me. And so I had to figure out how I was going to go about putting all this together so that I could eat it. And so what I ended up doing is I ended up pouring out the bag of broth. It's packaged very much in the way that you would imagine like taking home a goldfish from the pet store. So yeah, imagine like the little bag that you get that you take a goldfish home from the pet store, and except there's instead of a goldfish in it, there's pieces of beef floating in it, and it's broth. And so I poured that out into my pot, and then I put the rice noodles in my bowl, and then I poured the broth over the noodles, and then I individually took out the pieces of meat from the broth and my put them on my soup with the chopsticks, and then I put the mung bean sprouts on top of it, and it was all right. There was some flavor in the broth that I couldn't really put my finger on, that I wasn't totally sure if I enjoyed or not. But I mean, it was hot and the noodles were tasty. I do still think I like pho a bit better, but it was a good experience. When you think about going to another country, I mean, I think this is the stereotypical way Americans think about going to another country. I mean, hey, you've said this before. You and Dad, Mom have said that all of my relatives think I'm living in a grass hut or something. That you think about going to some place like Vietnam and you expect to enjoy that traditional culture, like all of the traditional dress and like the going into the little rural areas and seeing how they did things 100 years ago, and then you get here and like local practices involve things like goldfish bag full of broth, which is very modern because it's a plastic bag inside another plastic bag. Um, but it's just totally something that you would not expect to see in America, and I was totally unprepared for. And But yeah, I realized that it is like totally my bias that like you would even expect Vietnam to be some primitive backwater, but like that's how it's like portrayed in the news and like general American media, I feel like, and so it's kind of hard not to develop a bit of that expectation. But Ho Chi Minh City, at least Ho Chi Minh and Hanoi, which are the two places I've been, are are very modern cities. And anyway, yeah, there's no reason to suspect Vietnam of being some sort of pre-1800s agrarian paradise populated entirely by rice farmers. Mom said it looked huge. Yeah, whenever you get soup here, it is actually a very big portion. Which I guess when the main mass of the thing is made up of rice noodles and rice noodles and water, essentially, is not that bad, I guess, cost wise. But but yeah, the one place where I like to get pho, which is basically right outside my door, it's it's big to the point of like sometimes I get to the bottom and I don't know if I'm gonna finish it or not. But you know what's really good in pho is lime. Yeah, Mom says modern but still very different. Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. Is is like the thing that people don't really talk about in different countries is like the different ways in which technology is used, I guess. We kind of think of, I don't know, I guess like the English speaking world is the place that originated all of the modern technology. And so, of course, anything after 1845 is going to look American. But that's not really how it is. And so you get things like soup in bags. And I guess this is a thing they do in American cities too, but I was kind of surprised with the Pfandautomaten in Germany, where you can just take a bottle and like give it to a machine that's kind of like an ATM in in a supermarket, and it would give you back your deposit right there. But I've since seen those in America. I have this constant problem of not knowing whether something is a thing that happens generally in cities or happens generally in cities in whatever country I happen to be in. I know that the trains are a German thing, though. Or at least they have a more developed train infrastructure than we do in America. Alright, let's get down to ruling metal page. Lime, Mom says? Yeah, they have lime kind of just sitting out on all the tables in the way you might have salt and pepper in America. So where are we? What page are we ruling next? Eventually I'm going to put a whole bunch of decorations on this box. It's going to be cute. It's going to be extremely tacky, and that is why it's going to be so cute, because like I'm putting so much effort into these calligraphy pages, and then I'm going to... I just want to cover the box in glitter and cheesy stickers. I don't know if you're familiar with Doraemon. Apparently he's a popular cartoon character around here. I feel like I should just get like a whole bunch of Doraemon stickers and put them on my box with gold glitter, and just make the absolute tackiest book shrine that's ever been put together. Alright, so where are we? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here we go. So what I do is I put my pages back into their gathering so that I can see visually where everything is going. So terminate the patient. Must be put in a bath when the paroxysm comes on, and then down to where we are here. As well as possible putting them, and then it continues onto this space here. Space number 9. I've got my tiny numbers in the corner, you can see that. These are going to get cut off in the finishing process. And so this is where it gets to the disturbing part, where there is writing already on half of the bifolio, but it is not writing that is going to be continuous with what I'm doing. And it disturbs me a little bit. Like, it makes me do this double take of like, oh, you're not supposed to be writing on this page, when in fact you are supposed to be writing on this page, because that's how nested gatherings of pages work. That's how we've been doing it for hundreds of years. Mom says it's a product of my rural upbringing, not seeing recycling machines. Yes, that's true. Yeah, that's exactly it. I am from tiny places. I am listening to A Desolation Called Peace, a sequel to A Memory Called Empire by Arkady Martine, and they keep mentioning how the protagonist comes from this tiny little space station. This tiny little space station of 30,000 people. 30,000, that's 30 times more than where I grew up. 30,000 people, that's like, how many people live in Concord? Irish accent one day for narration. I can't get a consistent Irish accent. It always slips into Scottish for some reason. One day, I'll have to do a nice phonemic study of Irish, and I'll have to do an Irish accent for I'll have to do a 14th century Irish accent. Spend a stream with Tuahal reconstructing the 14th century Irish accent so he can do it on camera. Why would I do an accent in Irish? I've been going through the free music that I have. Oh, we got up to 4 viewers at some point for like a few seconds there. But yeah, I've been researching. Wow, I totally lost my train of thought. Yeah, good, they are numbered. Can you imagine me trying to do this without page numbers? I am taking every precaution with this, because you see how long it takes me to do one page of this. Can you imagine if I messed one up? I mean, I have messed them up. I just haven't messed them up irreparably. I haven't messed them up in a way that would cause a medieval scribe to redo a page. You look at the Book of Kells, which is literally like held up as like one of the most beautiful like Bibles ever illuminated in Ireland, and apparently there are entire sections of the book that repeat because somebody wasn't paying attention. Yeah, I'm doing all of this with the utmost of care, with the number twice, scribe once mentality. I'm sure this is just terribly interesting watching me rule my pages. I mean, I'm sure it's terribly interesting watching me write the pages too, but these holes are so convenient. I haven't had to measure in weeks. I think it would be interesting to show off the creation of a new gathering, so you can see what actually goes into making these holes. Wow, this is page 9, so in a very optimistic case that I do manage to get my butt in gear and actually write for like consistent days, then you may see a gathering in the next week. But that's the very optimistic case, I'll be honest. I need to just call up random podcast people and ask them if I can play their podcast during my stream so that I can listen to it instead of the same minutes of music. I guess that would make it more difficult to talk to people. I really just need to look for more royalty-free music that I would like to listen to during it. The thing is, there's a lot of music that I would enjoy listening to while doing calligraphy that probably does not have the correct atmosphere for watching calligraphy. Like, you listen to this is like a nice calming piece, right? But some of the music I have found is very fast-paced. So last we left off, we were at bruise them as well as possible, putting them on the fire with the 2 herbs before mentioned and boiling them well. Yeah, I can come in from here, can't I? Nope. There we go, that's a little bit more zoomed in. Oh, and you said, I hope you have enough paper. I'm pretty sure I do. I have 50 sheets, and each sheet is 8 pages of text. Like 8 of these. That is, if you're counting by front and back. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I have far more pages than I will need. I think maybe once I get to the end of this gathering, I will assess how long my pages actually are. Almost local culture-ish. What does that mean? Jazz or country would be awful. That's because nobody writes country music about how my girlfriend left me so I have more time for calligraphy. It's all about fishing. For people who are not familiar with country music, my girlfriend did not leave me because I had too much effort put into my calligraphy. That would require certain prerequisites that are not available to me at this moment. But you know, the country trope of my dog died, my girlfriend left me, my truck broke down, all I have left is fishing. There are no country songs about calligraphy. Probably because everybody who does calligraphy and music is like obsessed with Gregorian chant and would have been a monk had they been born in the proper century. Yeah, but now I just want to find some small country artists and commission them to write a song about calligraphy. That would be awful. But yeah, jazz. I don't know. Maybe some like slow jazz. I don't know. The thing about this music though is that it's on loop, and I don't know if I can take 400 hours of it. Probably closer to 300, 150 hours. But, you know. It's very good music. I just don't think that any song can withstand that much repetition. As with the 2 herbs before mentioned, but I've been scribing this for so long that I don't even remember which 2 herbs those were. I pointed out that this is a different camera angle from what I used last time. I think I like it better. I think it gives a better view of the calligraphy. As I do this, I also become self-conscious of the posture of my hands, and like if my hand is all like scrunched up or not. Also, the camera makes me very aware of the fact that I do love to hunch over my calligraphy like some sort of evil gremlin that one finds in a bog. So having the camera there actually helps me sit up straighter, which I think, at least according to all of the random bits of posture information that I've ever picked up, is good. this being done. Syntax that gives me flashbacks to Latin class. Anybody else who's written De Bello Gallico knows what I'm talking about. Caesar, in writing about the Gallic Wars, uses this piece of grammar called the ablative absolute all the time, which is like when the X had been verbed, or with the such and such having been such and such. And so this wasn't originally written in Latin, this was originally written in Welsh. Nothing to mythify here. Caesar was writing in Latin, but anytime I see something like this being done, I think, ablative absolute, ablative absolute. Let's put my knife on a page, see if that makes it any flatter. Alright. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, 7 lines. I miscounted. I came to the end of a sentence, and I think that's good. So where did we start today? Started at the following is a good medicine. So let's put this in place. Alright, so we started here, medicine. We did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 lines. Not bad. I like it when I can do a full page, which is 24, but we're kind of off that. I think, yeah, I really do want to line it up so that I do a page a day. And I mean like top of page to bottom of page, not just 24 lines arbitrarily. Alright. Thank you for watching. I am going to sign off now, and I will see you again soon. Bye.